Austin Butler. If you've seen my first gardenscapes video, you know the truth. The wholesome, loyal man who helped you rebuild your late grandfather's prized garden and secure the club competition victory was haplessly sold to the mobile game gods. Now the face of detested advertisements and shameless microtransactions. And now you're watching this video. So, you know there's another piece of the pie. One more step before the tragic fall. And it is a big one. Were you jump scared by the fishy art style? Because same. Anyway, when I found out there was a sequel, I was not expecting a story with the massive implication that we eloped with Austin and are now moving in with his elderly parents to take care of them until they die and leave us their grand estate. But that's exactly what I got. As always, huge thanks to Filthy and his wizardry. Our very first introduction to Austin's parents is this flashback shot of them casually going 70 in a residential area with their child standing on the back seat of their open-top convertible. But there's no time to dwell on that because we have to get ready and head out. This image will forever be burned into my retinas, and I don't know what else to say about that except misery loves company. Okay, now watch this and tell me that what's happening is not exactly what I said. Introducing us to his parents, 3,000 questions from his mother. What about the fact that he says our dog and our garden when talking to us? The dog is the same one from the last game that I ended up renaming Jonesy because I couldn't remember what its name was. I may or may not have been thinking about Fortnite. Also, a significant part of the game is about Austin's youth. Whether through old photos that him and his parents find and or have you collect during levels to keep inside his grandpa's photo album that just so happens to be green and have Gardenscapes 2 written in giant letters on the front, or keepsake mementos buried out in the garden that also go inside the photo album. Austin was on a soccer team as a child. Austin was in a band during college. Austin was a hippie. All I'm saying is that it's just a little interesting that this is all for your dead grandpa's butler. Let's talk about gameplay. The sequel brings some really fun new additions to the table, my favorite of them being the tasks. Austin's parents want our customers to have a clean, presentable space to buy their overpriced secondhand wares, but they're old and hypothetically are in-laws, so we lend them a few hands. The flower tracks have to be removed, so we dust those away. The dishes need to be washed, so we find the sponge and detergent and get scrubbing. The cabinet door needs to be rehung, so we get that bad boy on there, etc, etc, etc. If you get stuck during prep time, a little helping hint that I noticed is that the cursor changes when hovering over a related item. The list of tasks change for each room, and one or two will also spontaneously come up during sales, either assigned by the parentals or this pigtail ginger girl who won't buy her $54 potato unless you peel it for her first. What else is new? Let's look in the settings and oh my god, is that a toggle feature for the sparkle hint? Absolute perfection, no notes. In the first game, you would click on the stack of coins that the customers left for you, but in this one, just hovering your mouse is enough, which took me a while to get used to, but ultimately I think it was a good change because now you can do this. When entering a level, instead of a home dissection, we get a street view with a pop-up sign. This one might be a downgrade. Another search tool has been added to the mix, the magnifying glass. A bit harder to see, so consequently not as used as the other two, what with it being clear and all, but it's a fun little mechanic. Even though its usefulness is up for debate, I enjoy watching the items tweak out. Like fishdom, sometimes item descriptions are given instead of names. A new version of the special themed levels brings us ones like this, where all the items are fruits, but there's multiple people asking for multiples of their different desired fruits versus just the one person asking for just their one fruit. But of course, those levels carry on as well. This one in particular really stands out to me. I mean, look at all of those apples. What's your favorite apple? Me personally, I like a pink lady. If you say red delicious, you're wrong and you're disgusting. Is that cheese net? There are 29 of them, unless I miscounted, and honestly, I really hope that's the case because why the fuck would they stop at 29 instead of just making it a nice round 30? A few of them are simply one and done story events, but the majority have 3 phases in the form of stars. Hey, remember how in the first game Austin's thing was golf? Well, this time it's pool, and I watched him sink 200 balls. I was trying to get 100% completion for this video, but for one, my game bugged out when I was trying to take the last photo that I'm responsible for taking, so I don't have that one. 2, either the last flashback photo is given or found after all of the other achievements are met, which I don't think makes any sense, or my game is just bugged in general because all of the other ones came in pretty regular succession and it has been a long time since I got one. And 3, I mean, just look at some of the ones I haven't finished yet. 500,000. 40 more fruits. Who knows how many more outfits? Look at how expensive they are. Austin has to say 1,000 more words. I'm gonna have to sink at least a few more hours into this game, which I'm definitely down for at some point, but it just did not happen for this video. When I do complete all of them, save for that bullshit photo album one, I'll make sure to post an update for my precious little butlers. If you're interested, maybe check out the link in my description. You get to see videos a day early and silly little updates like this. Usually by this point, I would have had like a soundtrack segment, but to be honest, a lot of this game is giving either elevator music or On Hold with a car dealership, which is a far cry from the OG, but there is one part of one song that is an exception. You may have noticed artistic changes. The customers look different and everything has sort of a drawn on or filtered appearance. The character profiles are so full of whimsical detail, and because each customer is so memorable, you start to notice things. This old man with his pipe buys a lot of pipes. This mysterious stranger may or may not be up to something. What he's doing with the revolver, bricks, and a weapon is none of my business. Look at this alien. Remember how in the first game Mr. Stevenson sent us a letter to let us know that the Martians have landed? There's new, captivating locations to port over like the cellar and the studio, both of which get 2 different angles. This one is so cunty and this one is so warm and inviting. I absolutely adore the bubbly vibe of the laundry room and am so entranced by the kind of gothic old bedroom. Note how in the window there's a UFO lurking under a full moon. And even though the rooms have less scattered around, it doesn't deflate the difficulty. In fact, I found this game to be much harder than its predecessor. Also, I didn't bring up individual garden decor in my last video, but can we admire these different paths? They are so gorgeous and each one completely changes the surrounding atmosphere. Also, I really liked a lot of the fonts that the question marks come in this time around. This game was stellar. Definitely my favorite out of all of the Playworks games that I've played to date, and that's how you know it's extra good because it's beating out not only nostalgia, but marine biology. There really isn't an ending to Gardenscapes 2, no story cutscene or pop-up finale, but surprisingly, I really like that. Gardenscapes 2 is a game about life, remembrance of the past, celebration of the present, and anticipation of the future. And there's no ending to living until there is.